Who were the Moors and what was their impact on the world? A question as beguiling as the history it unfolds. The narrative of the Moors is not just one of elementary culture, but also of conquest, and an influence so profound that its effects reverberate to this day, echoing through time and across the world's many continents. The Moors, a term etymologically derived from the Latin word Maurus, meaning an inhabitant of Mauritania, a region in northern Africa, were actually a diverse collection of peoples. They were an amalgamation of Muslim North Africans, emanating from regions such as Morocco, which was home to a large number of Arabs, and Berbers, the indigenous people of North Africa. This mix of cultures and societies created a unique identity, an identity that inextricably tied them to the rise and fall of empires and the flux of the world's history. In addition to the Berbers and Arabs, the Moors also included West Africans from regions like Senegal, a country known for its rich cultural heritage and historical significance. This blend of ethnicities and cultures offered the Moors a unique perspective, allowing them to adapt, survive, and influence the regions they inhabited and beyond. Emerging in southern Europe around the 7th century, the Moors embarked on an endeavor that would see them leaving an indelible mark on history. Their arrival heralded an age of enlightenment, an age dubbed as the Golden Age of Islam. They Islamized the region, introducing advancements in various fields such as science, mathematics, architecture, and arts. The amalgamation of their various backgrounds and ethnicities, coupled with the adoption of Islamic teachings, led to a unique fusion of cultures that laid the foundation for the Renaissance in Europe. History books tell tales of how the Moors, with their diverse backgrounds and unique approach to governance, helped shape Andalusian culture. They introduced architectural marvels like the Great Mosque of Cordoba and the Alhambra in Granada. They brought with them innovative techniques in agriculture, which revolutionized farming in the region and introduced crops like sugarcane, rice, citrus fruits, and cotton, staples that are now synonymous with Mediterranean cuisine. However, the Moors were not a homogeneous group. Their identities were multifaceted. The Europeans would occasionally distinguish between the black Moors, who were primarily dark-skinned Africans, and the white Moors, who were lighter-skinned North Africans. This distinction further added to the complexity of their culture and identity, but did not diminish the powerful influence they had over the regions they dominated. Their legacy is not confined to history and academia, but permeates popular culture too. One of the most famous mentions of Moors is in William Shakespeare's play The Tragedy of Othello, the Moor of Venice. The complex character of Othello, a black Moorish general, serves as a testament to their reach and influence, transcending borders and cultures to become a lasting symbol in world literature. However, despite their influence and accomplishments, the Moors also faced challenges and hardships. Their rule was not without opposition and internal strife. They faced rebellions, invasions, and eventually succumbed to the Reconquista, leading to their expulsion from Spain in the 15th century. Still, their story serves as a vivid reminder of the cyclical nature of history, of the rise and fall of empires, and the lasting influence of cultures on the world. The Moors, through their rich heritage and enduring influence, have left a legacy that continues to shape our modern world. Who were the Moors and what was their impact on the world? A question as intriguing as the history it unravels. One of the most famous mentions of Moors is in Shakespeare's play The Tragedy of Othello, the Moor of Venice. A narrative filled with tales of culture, conquest, and influence that has left an indelible mark on history, stretching its tendrils over centuries and across continents. The Moors began their journey of influence in the 8th century when they crossed the Strait of Gibraltar. The Moors, a term often used to describe the Muslim inhabitants of the Maghreb, Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica, and Malta during the Middle Ages, had a significant impact on European culture, politics, and societal structures. They were a people marked by their profound commitment to their faith, their innovative approaches to governance, and their extraordinary contributions to the arts and sciences. This journey didn't just begin on a sunny morning of the 8th century. No, it was a culmination of years of preparation, of gathering resources, and of hatching plans. The Moors were not mere invaders. They were a people with a vision. They had seen a world beyond their own, and they yearned to explore it, to experience it, and most importantly, to influence it. Their crossing of the Strait of Gibraltar was a monumental event, a historical juncture that marked the changing tides of power. For it wasn't just a physical crossing, it was a symbolic one. It marked the incursion of Islamic influence into a predominantly Christian territory, a move that would forever change the religious, cultural, and political landscape of the region. Boldly, they surged into Iberian Peninsula, a territory we now know as Spain and Portugal. This marked the beginning of the Moorish conquest and the start of an era that would leave an indelible mark on European history. The initial years were marked by battles as they sought to establish their dominance. However, once the dust of the wars settled, the Moors turned their attention to building a civilization that would resonate through the annals of time. For nearly 8 centuries, the Moors held sway over the Iberian Peninsula, a period known as Al-Andalus. The era of Al-Andalus was a golden age of knowledge and enlightenment. The Moors built magnificent cities, established advanced educational institutions, and made groundbreaking discoveries in the sciences. They were pioneers of mathematics, medicine, astronomy, and architecture, and their contributions in these continue to shape our world today. The Moors weren't just conquerors, they were also custodians of knowledge. They preserved and translated ancient Greek and Roman texts, ensuring that the wisdom of the ancients was not lost, but instead expanded upon and passed down through generations. Their contributions to the arts were equally impressive. Moorish architecture, with its intricate designs and stunning geometric patterns, continues to inspire awe and wonder to this day. But the influence of the Moors wasn't restricted to the cultural and scientific spheres. They also brought about significant changes in agriculture, introducing new crops and irrigation techniques, thereby transforming landscape and contributing to the region's prosperity. Moreover, their enlightened approach to governance, characterized by tolerance and pluralism, set a precedent for future societies. During this time, they brought about vast improvements in various fields, leaving a legacy that still resonates today. Despite the eventual decline of their rule, the influence of the Moors remains pervasive. Their scientific discoveries continue to inform modern practices, their architectural designs continue to captivate us with their beauty, and their tolerant and inclusive approach to governance remains an ideal to aspire to. Thus, the legacy of the Moors is not merely a chapter in history, but a continuous narrative that shapes our present and will continue to influence our future. The Moors were pioneers in education. Did you know that the Moors introduced the Arabic numbers we use today? Before this, the Europeans were living in the Dark Ages, and the few who could read and write were using the Roman numerals. You cannot do advanced mathematics with Roman numerals. The Moors, therefore, recognized the power of wisdom and the importance of cultivating the mind. They were not just conquerors or rulers, but torchbearers of enlightenment. They carried the beacon of knowledge, illuminating the educational landscape of the medieval world. Their society valued knowledge and respected scholars. They believed that education was not only a tool to gain power, but also a means to uplift humanity. Among their many accomplishments, the establishment of schools and libraries stands out as a crucial contribution to the world. They transformed cities like Cordoba into bustling centers of knowledge to the intellectual hubs of Athens and Alexandria. These cities, under Moorish influence, became the cradle of scholars, poets, and intellectuals. Here, minds were nourished, ideas were born, and the course of human history was subtly yet significantly shifted. Under their rule, the Moors set up numerous schools, instilling in their society a culture of learning. These institutions were not just places to learn, but were sanctuaries of wisdom, where the curious minds were encouraged to question, explore, and innovate. Their libraries, on the other hand, were treasure troves of knowledge, housing thousands of books on science, philosophy, literature, and more. Their thirst for knowledge went well beyond the mere establishment of educational institutions. Their desire to unearth the wisdom of the past led them to translate and preserve ancient Greek and Roman texts. The Moors played a pivotal role in safeguarding these valuable pieces of human intellectual legacy, which might otherwise have been lost to the annals of time. They were the custodians of ancient wisdom and the translators of forgotten texts, breathing life back into the works of great Greek and Roman scholars. This task was not merely an act of preservation, it was an expression of their reverence for knowledge and their commitment to sharing it. Through their dedicated efforts, they ensured that the intellectual wealth of the ancient world was not buried in obscurity, but passed on to future generations. The Moors' influence in the field of mathematics is particularly noteworthy. They laid the groundwork for modern mathematics, including the fields of algebra and geometry. Their contributions in these areas formed the basis for many scientific developments that followed, underlining their role as the architects of modern mathematical thought. Among the most significant contributions of the Moors to the world was their introduction of Arabic numerals to Europe. It is worth noting that prior to this time, the Europeans were in the Dark Ages. Literacy was a rare trait, and the very few who could write wrote in Roman figures. The Roman numeral system, while functional, was not conducive for advanced mathematical calculations. And then, the Moors brought with them the Arabic numeral system to Europe, a system that was not only simpler but also more versatile. It facilitated complex computations, setting the stage for advancements in fields that relied heavily on numerical data. You cannot do advanced mathematics with Roman figures. The Arabic numerals made this possible. This opened up new possibilities in areas such as astronomy, engineering, and economics. Through their intellectual contributions, the Moors shaped not only their era but the future that followed. Their legacy is an enduring testament to their commitment to education and their unwavering love for knowledge. Their story serves as a reminder of the power of education to change the world, one mind at a time. Do you know that the Moors brought the Arabic numeral to Europe? Before this time, the Europeans were in the Dark Ages, and the very few who could write wrote in Roman figures. You cannot do advanced mathematics with Roman figures. The Arabic numerals made this possible. In the realm of architecture, the Moors were unparalleled. Their legacy, deeply rooted in the annals of history, showcases the creativity, innovation, and craftsmanship they brought into this discipline. This group of North African Berbers, who dominated Spain and parts of Portugal for 7 centuries, left a lasting impression with their unique architectural designs. Their techniques were a melting pot of diverse influences, transcending the boundaries of time and culture. Their unique style, dubbed the mudéjar, was more than just an architectural technique. It was an art form, a lifestyle, a symbolic expression of their deep-rooted culture and philosophy. They cleverly amalgamated different architectural styles, shaping an entirely new and distinct genre. This of Islamic and Gothic architecture, two seemingly contrasting cultures that were seamlessly intertwined under the Moors' ingenious touch. Islamic architecture, characterized by its sprawling courtyards, intricate geometric patterns, and exquisite calligraphy, holds a profound spiritual significance. It emphasizes the principles of symmetry, balance, and unity, reflecting the Islamic belief in the oneness of God. Moorish architecture borrowed heavily from this style, incorporating its key elements into their designs. On the other hand, Gothic architecture, which originated from Europe, is known for its soaring spires, grand arches, and detailed sculptures. It embodies a sense of awe and grandeur, a testament to human ingenuity and craftsmanship. The Moors, adept at integrating diverse influences, incorporated these Gothic elements into their architectural style, creating a unique blend of the spiritual and the grandiose. In essence, mudéjar style was a harmonious fusion of these two cultures. It represents a unique moment in history when two distinct worlds collided, giving birth to an architectural style that was both aesthetically pleasing and spiritually significant. It was an innovative fusion, a testament to the Moors' ability to adapt, evolve, and create something new, yet deeply rooted in tradition. This style can still be seen today, etched into the landscapes of Spain and Portugal, in the awe-inspiring structures that serve as a testament to the Moors' architectural prowess. One such structure is the Alhambra Palace, an iconic symbol of Moorish Spain. Nestled on a hilltop overlooking the city of Granada, its grandeur is a testament to the artistic and architectural achievements of the Moors. The Great Mosque of Cordoba is another exemplary expression of Moorish architecture. Its vast prayer hall, with its endless rows of arches, is a marvel of geometry and symmetry. Its intricate calligraphy and patterns, etched into every corner of the structure, speak volumes about the Moors' attention to detail and their reverence for spiritual symbolism. The legacy of the Moors, embodied in the mudéjar style, continues to inspire architects around the world. Their unique fusion of Islamic and Gothic architecture, their ability to craft structures that are both aesthetically pleasing and spiritually significant, has left an indelible mark on the world of architecture. In the realm of architecture, the Moors were unparalleled. Their unique style, a fusion of Islamic and Gothic architecture, gave birth to the Mudejar style. This style can still be seen in the awe-inspiring structures like the Alhambra Palace and the Great Mosque of Cordoba. The influence of the Moors is undeniable. Their architectural legacy continues to inspire and awe, reinforcing their position as pioneers in the world of architecture. In science and medicine, the Moors made significant strides. As custodians of knowledge and pioneers of innovation, they were ahead of their time in many ways. This was an epoch defined by the thirst to discover, to understand, and to enhance the human experience. The Moors, a vibrant ethnic group, were at the helm of this exciting era of discovery. They had a profound respect for the natural world and its mysteries, and they sought to unravel these mysteries through systematic inquiry and experimentation. Their contributions to science were manifold, but one of the most remarkable was their impact on the field of medicine. Their approach to medical science was revolutionary, to say the least. They believed in the power of observation, experimentation, and critical thinking, which were the cornerstones of their scientific methodology. They made meticulous observations, undertook precise experiments, and drew logical conclusions, thereby making critical advancements in the field of medicine. One of the most significant achievements of the Moors was the introduction of advanced surgical techniques. Recognizing the limitations of the existing practices, they sought to improve and innovate. They developed advanced surgical procedures, some of which were unprecedented in the annals of medical history. These were not mere rudimentary procedures, but intricate operations that required precision, skill, and extensive knowledge of human anatomy. Also, they introduced innovative surgical tools that provided the necessary support for these complex operations. These tools were carefully designed, keeping in mind the practical needs of surgery. They were made from a range of materials, each chosen for their unique properties. They included scalpels, forceps, and various other instruments that helped surgeons carry out their tasks with greater efficiency and precision. Today, these tools form the bedrock of modern surgical practices, demonstrating the enduring legacy of the Moors. Furthermore, the cultivation of various plants for medicinal purposes was another major achievement. They recognized the therapeutic potential of plants and made extensive use of them in their medical practices. They planted extensive medicinal gardens, cultivating a wide range of herbs and plants known for their healing properties. To ensure the potency and efficacy of these plants, meticulous care was taken in their cultivation. The knowledge related to these medicinal plants and their uses was carefully documented, forming an extensive pharmacopoeia that remains an invaluable resource to this day. Over the years, the Moors' contributions to medicine have received global recognition. Their approach to medical science, marked by deep respect for nature, a spirit of inquiry, and a relentless quest for knowledge, has left an indelible mark on the world. Their advanced surgical techniques and tools, many of which form the basis of modern medicine, are a testament to their innovation and foresight. The cultivation of various plants for medicinal purposes was another notable achievement. Today, we continue to reap the benefits of their wisdom and ingenuity as we strive to enhance the quality of human life through scientific advancement. The Moors also had a profound impact on agriculture. For centuries, they held dominion over lands teeming with untapped agricultural potential. Their influence was widespread, transforming the landscapes of regions they controlled, most notably in the Iberian Peninsula, where their ingenious agricultural practices ushered in a golden age of agriculture. Their story begins with their migration from North Africa, where an arid environment necessitated the development of innovative irrigation systems. These systems, perfected over generations, were remarkable for their time. They employed ingenious techniques, including the use of gravity to guide water from higher to lower lands, the construction of intricate aqueducts, and the development of subterranean tunnels known as canats. By applying these advanced methods, they were able to turn barren landscapes into lush, fertile fields. This ingenious approach to irrigation set the stage for a revolution in agriculture, one that would have profound and lasting effects on the regions they ruled. In addition to their expertise in irrigation, the Moors possessed a vast knowledge of various plant species. They brought with them a wealth of new crops from their homeland and beyond. Oranges and lemons, for instance, were among the exotic fruits they introduced to the region. These fruits, known for their bright colors and refreshing flavors, were an instant hit. The Moors cultivated vast orchards of these citrus fruits, painting the landscape with vibrant shades of orange and yellow. Not only did these fruits add color and variety to the local diets, but they also held significant economic value. The citrus trade bolstered the region's economy, leading to increased trade with other regions and helping to foster a culture of commerce and entrepreneurship. Another significant contribution was the introduction of rice. This grain, a staple in many Asian and African cuisines, was relatively unknown in the region prior to the Moors' arrival. The Moors, however, saw the potential for rice cultivation in the water-rich lowlands. They began to cultivate this grain extensively, leading to a surge in rice production that would sustain the region's population for generations to come. The impact of these agricultural innovations extended far beyond their immediate effect on the landscape and economy. They helped to support a burgeoning population, fostered the growth of cities, and contributed to a flourishing culture that valued learning and innovation. Even today, the influence of the Moors can be seen in the region's agricultural practices, which continue to rely on principles first introduced by these innovative pioneers. In essence, the Moors painstakingly curated a botanical legacy and an agricultural revolution that reshaped the region's economy, culture, and landscape. They brought with them not just new crops and innovative irrigation techniques, but an entire philosophy of agriculture, one that stressed the importance of sustainability, diversity, and balance. These practices greatly improved the agricultural output of the region. After 8 centuries of rule, the Moors were eventually expelled from Spain in the late 15th century during the Reconquista, a turning point that shaped the social and cultural landscape of Spain forever. But what factors led to the expulsion of the Moors from Spain, and why is it significant in our understanding of history? On January 2nd, 1492, King Boabdil, the last Muslim king in Spain, surrendered Granada to the Spanish forces, led by King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. This marked the end of the control in Spain, a reign that had lasted for nearly 8 centuries. The defeat of the Granada was the last nail in the coffin for the Moorish rule in the region. The Alhambra Decree of 1492 ordered the expulsion of practicing Jews from the kingdoms of Castile and Aragon. Subsequently, in 1502, the Spanish crown took a drastic step. They ordered all Muslims to be forcibly converted to Christianity, an act that demonstrated the end of religious tolerance that had been a hallmark of much of the Moorish rule. This decision was driven by a complex blend of religious zeal, political ambition, and a genuine belief in the superiority of the Christian faith. The Spanish crown perceived Islam as a threat, not just to the religious fabric of the kingdom, but also to the power and stability of the monarchy. The next century was a tumultuous period for the Muslims in Spain. They were victims of several persecutions, revolts, and forced conversions. The situation continued to degrade with time, and in 1609, the last Moors, still adhering to Islam, were expelled from Spain. The final waves of expulsion marked a dark chapter in Spain's history. However, the departure of the Moors did not erase their tremendous impact on the Spanish society and culture. Despite their departure, the influence of Moorish culture, knowledge, and innovation remained, permeating every aspect of Spanish life. The Moors brought with them a rich cultural heritage, advanced knowledge, and innovative technologies. They introduced new agricultural practices, built sophisticated irrigation systems, and transformed barren landscapes into fertile land. They constructed magnificent architectural masterpieces such as the Alhambra in Granada and the Great Mosque of Córdoba, which remain as testaments to their architectural prowess. In education and academics, they translated and preserved ancient Greek and Roman texts, laying the foundation for the Renaissance in Europe. They excelled in various scientific fields such as mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and chemistry. They developed the concept of zero, introduced Arabic numerals, and made significant advancements in astronomy. In medicine, they introduced new surgical techniques, developed anesthetics, and established hospitals. As we trace the lines of history, the impact of the Moors extends far beyond the borders of Al-Andalus. Their contributions to education, architecture, science, medicine, and agriculture have left an enduring legacy. They played a pivotal role in shaping the world as we know it today. Even after centuries, The echo of their wisdom and innovation continues to reverberate, influencing our modern lifestyle in more ways than we can imagine. In essence, the Moors were more than conquerors or mere historical figures. They were the emissaries of intelligence, the crusaders of reform, and builders of civilization. In the pages of history, their roles far transcend the basic definition of individuals who merely conquered territories. They were the torchbearers of wisdom, the custodians of cultural evolution, and leaders of intellectual revolutions. Their saga is a testament, an enduring testimony to their timeless wisdom and unyielding spirit. The influence they held over vast regions was not merely due to their military might or territorial expansion, but because of their vision. They saw the power of knowledge and the promise of innovation, and they chose to harness these elements to shape societies and cultures. They were the carriers of knowledge, the ones who traversed across continents, traversing different cultures and civilizations, collecting the pearls of wisdom. They transported knowledge across regions, across cultures, making it accessible, spreading the seeds of enlightenment far and wide. Be it mathematics, science, the arts, or philosophy, the wisdom they carried was expansive, diverse, and profound. Not only did they carry knowledge, but they were also the pioneers of innovation. They didn't merely accept the state of affairs as they were, but challenged the status quo, questioned the existing practices, and brought about significant changes. They were the vanguards of technological advancements, the innovators leading the charge, pushing the boundaries and driving cultural revolutions. Furthermore, they were architects of culture. They didn't simply inhabit the territories they conquered, but breathed life into them by incorporating elements of their own rich culture. They molded and shaped societies, giving birth to a unique fusion of cultures. They constructed grand mosques, established institutions of learning, and introduced novel concepts in arts and architecture, leaving behind an indelible imprint on the fabric of these societies. Their story is a testament to the enduring power of cultural exchange and the far-reaching impacts of intellectual advancement. It's a chronicle that underlines the importance of cultural assimilation, of respecting diversity, and fostering an environment that encourages intellectual growth. Through their story, we learn that the threads of our past are intricately woven into the fabric of our present. We see the echoes of their influence in our daily lives, in the technologies we use, the ideas we cherish, and the cultures we celebrate. Their tale is not just a historical account, but a reminder that our present is deeply rooted in our past. The Moors were, in many ways, sculptors of our world's history. They shaped the course of civilizations, influenced culture, and contributed significantly to human knowledge and innovation. They were, in essence, the architects of a legacy so diverse and profound that it continues to shape our world even today. So, the next time you marvel at an orange grove, visit a library, or gaze at a Mudajar-style building, remember the Moors, the architects of a legacy that continues to shape our world. This video script is written and produced by Chris Ifeanyi-Eze, publisher and director of Euro-Africa Media Network, lecturer and intercultural competence consultant. If you found this video insightful, do not forget to support our efforts by hitting that like button before you share with your family and friends to keep spreading our eye-opening narrative, and kindly subscribe to keep the channel growing. Your support means a lot to us. Thanks for watching, and see you soon in our next video project.